Hey guys, welcome back again to my channel. So guys, this channel does not support violence. We are all here to learn. After watching this video, let me know what you think on the comment section, and don't forget to like, comment and share, and above all, subscribe to my channel for more videos. And I will see you again on my next video. God bless you all. Bye.
I and many other Asian women are fucking exhausted of this narrative. This narrative that, like, oh, Asian women hate themselves and hate Asian men, hence why they're dating white people. First of all, Asian women can't catch a break. People fetishize us. They literally see us as an exotic piece of meat. So there was actually a study, or like at least an observation done on OkCupid, and like everyone except Asian men preferred Asian women. Except Asian men. So first of all, if our own men don't want us, who are we gonna date? And then on top of that, this attitude, like in our culture, I've noticed a lot growing up that a lot of Asian men are not super respectful to women. It's because the culture is very heavily patriarchal and misogynistic. I hated so many things about Chinese culture because I faced a lot of sexism and misogyny from it myself, along with my mom and how she dealt with Chinese culture growing up and marrying my dad, a Chinese man. The culture is so cruel to women. So first off, with that kind of attitude, and I have dated a Chinese man. It was very abusive. I'm not saying all Chinese men are, but I am saying that in the culture, it's very normalized. And not just Chinese, Korean, Vietnamese, a lot of Asian cultures are very misogynistic and damaging to women. A lot of double standards, a lot of judgment, a lot of horrible things placed on women. So first off, with that in mind, in the way that some men from those cultures treat us, why would we want to date you? And then secondly, have you considered the demographics of where we live? If we live in America that is majority white people, the demographics of the dating pool happens to be mostly white people. That doesn't mean that Asian women, like it's just so insulting to say that Asian women are only dating white people because they hate themselves and they hate Asian people. Like that's such a misogynistic and insulting thing to say about Asian women because you're acting as if we have zero intelligence. So that's why I'm exhausted of this trope. Are there relationships where there are white men fetishizing their wives? Yes, absolutely. That happens. It's horrible. Shouldn't happen. And I feel bad for those women. When you demonize women for attempting to make the best choice for themselves in the dating pool, and then blame them for not choosing you, that is a you problem. Maybe focus on being a better man and someone will choose you regardless of their race.
Do you think it's easier for white guys to get Asian girls just by like being white?
Yeah, I think so. I'm not saying there's anything bad about Asian women being with a white guy, but like sometimes I see white male Asian female combination. White male Asian female, and it kind of makes me cringe. Just because
There's so many of them.
Yeah, there's so many of them.
Oh, that's how I was created.
Oh shit.
It's all good.
No offense to mama.
The bond between white men and Asian women is like no other. But like seriously.
As the world's foremost expert on interracial dating, no lies were told. Hey, it's JT Tran, your friendly neighborhood Asian dating coach. And let's talk about it from the Asian perspective. So there's a lot of like historical and legal reasons for that, from the anti-miscegenation laws that prevented Asian men from like outmarrying to the War Rights Act, which actually encouraged the colonization and the marrying of Asian women. But that's a really abstract level. In real life, there are actually a lot of good reasons for Asian women to like outmarry white men. I mean, Asian women's lives are demonstrably better when they get that white adjacent privilege. They'll achieve higher status, get bragging rights to their Asian friends, make more money, and be physically safer in these white spaces. And hey, the very first Asian American president is going to be an Asian woman married to a white man on either side of the aisle. Follow for more.
I think for a lot of Asian Americans who grew up in majority white spaces, and kind of just struggle to find a safe way to embrace and express their culture. It's really easy to fall into this default of being really defensive about Asian people, or just people outside of their culture participating in their culture. And I see this pretty often, with like Korean Americans, and like you'll see a TikTok of some white person making kimchi, and the comments are just like, oh, this is cultural appropriation, blah blah blah. And while I completely understand the impulse of that type of defense mechanism, I also don't agree. First of all, I don't have just the energy personally to sit around on the internet and try to police every non-Korean person, engaging in Korean music, Korean fashion, Korean food. Like, I could not give less of a fuck. And even if things seem misguided, to me, as long as they seem like they're done in good faith, I'm not gonna sit here and like police who is and isn't allowed to engage with Korean culture in whatever way that they choose to. But as a general rule of thumb, if you're in a situation where you're questioning whether or not this crosses a certain boundary, or if this is if this is considered cultural appropriation or not, it goes a long way for you to just sit back and listen. If someone from that culture has something to say about it, it's probably a smart bet to just listen to what they have to say. And if you're a white American living mainly in America, and the Asian people that you predominantly interact with are Asian Americans, then it's also probably a safe bet to hear what they have to say specifically. Oftentimes I'll see white people cite like Asian people in Asia as evidence that what they're doing is okay, right? Like this one dude on Twitter from Korea said it was okay for me to XYZ. But first of all, that person has probably not spent much time in a white majority space, probably knows one or two white people in real life, if that. And if you have to defer to some random stranger on the internet on the other side of the world to feel justified in doing what you're doing, it might be worth reflecting on that a little bit. And if you're truly coming at it from a good place, right, a earnest place, you really do want to learn to embrace the culture. Part of what that means is to learn the culture on the culture's terms, right? Not just in the way that you want to, not just in the way that you find convenient. So if an Asian American happens to be offended or seems to take issue with something that you're doing or saying in relation to Asian culture, it's probably a smart bet to just listen.